bought the car in 2012 and driving it for a year, we quickly realised that it just really did need taking apart, sorting out, putting back together. After we decided it needed repair, we put it in for an MOT, it had failed on structural rust. We kind of tore it apart, figured out where the rust was. It was barely working, but working in every respect. All the lights worked, all the suspension worked, you know. Mechanically, the car was actually pretty good. Then if you were to try and live with it, you'd realise that everything was falling apart, the gear change was horrible. There was a laundry list of bits and pieces that really needed attention. I'd started working on it for about 2 or 3 days a week where I wasn't doing other stuff, college at the time, and I'd just be working on little things. I never had anything myself that I could have done anything on, and this kind of sprung up as an opportunity to have to do a lot of work. When we finally picked the colour, it was actually the first one in the book, Alfa Romeo Rosso Pompieri, being a fire engine red, really bright, vibrant. You know, you see it on a couple of the Alfa Romeos, you know, especially the 80s ones. But after throwing that final coat red on, I just think it looks absolutely fantastic. All your work comes to fruition, and you know, everything's right now. It's all underneath, it's all sorted, you know, and all that work scraping under seal off the bottom of the car. It took fucking months.
The convertible motoring, I suppose, was more important for me than having the out-and-out most expensive car, and to make having and owning a classic car much more justifiable. Obviously, the MGB is the classic car to get, I think. Started feeling the clutch making some noise, and I realised that this was the clutch release bearing that was causing the problem. The only way you can deal with it is by taking out the engine and the gearbox. It's a part that's cost about £15. Looked it up, and then I thought, well, maybe we would be able to do this. And of course, my problem was I don't have a garage at home. Fortunately, my brother had some space, and we ended up using half of his garage. So having amassed the right equipment, a bit of help, we stripped the engine and then started to take the engine out. Actually, it went much more straightforwardly than I had anticipated that it would.
It's so important that when you're doing a project like taking an engine out of a car for the first time, that you've got someone there who you know well, and you can share the downfalls of it, and you can go, oh, bloody hell, when it's crap and it's raining and you don't really want to do it. Having worked on it, now I feel like I've got a relationship with that car. I feel responsible for it to run better. Driving it is more of a pleasure, because when you know that it's taken half an hour to get one bolt off, like, you know, the gearbox or something, that when you change gear and it feels nice, you know it's been worth it.
It's given me the confidence to tackle anything, really, to work it through and to actually achieve it.
They were both around at the same era, both British, both two-seater red convertibles with the same idea in mind. So why are they different? Because they are. They're chalk and cheese. They're not the same car. Driving the Spitfire will make people look out of their windows and go, what was that? Because it's raw, it's loud. It's not fussy at all, and you know, bits of trim are coming off while you're driving along, so you've got to like, you know, pat them down and things. And it's not complicated, but it's very, very pure. The MG is a more solid and refined car. It gives you more back when you drive it.
Owning a classic car is just seeing it as work in progress. Seeing it as something you can mould over time to be what you want and how you like it. And for someone who's owning, like me, their first classic car, You know, if you'd said to me 2 years ago, would I have taken the engine out? Would I have fiddled around and changed the suspension? There's no way I would have considered that. For me, you know, driving around the English countryside on a fine summer's day with the top down, there's nothing better.
Yes, it's a sports car, but it's not that quick and it doesn't handle very well, and it's a bit inconvenient and the roof's a bit tricky. And I think that when you get down to making something that nice and that tidy, it's got its own charm.
If you want to spend money and go out on the road and drive a classic car and then have a massive grin on your face when you come back, these are cars that, you know, for their money you get great value and great enjoyment out of them.